something like Nuke, which is our decider, that is a lot more team-based, a lot more tactical, and something where teams will actually not be able to just get lucky coin flippy puggy and be able to win.
Yeah, again, they're the team that's been putting in the footwork, so you would expect them to be more kind of cohesive in terms of team play. So it does make sense to send it to Nuke.
And look what we have here. Game starting between 9Z and PLANO. It is Inferno, map number 1. 9Z on the CT side, PLANO on the T side. KNG with that raid boss P250 dual Beretta raid boss for Max. Super Soldier, as you like to call him, Nate. And he does have the smoke as well. No kit for the CT side, but dual Berettas, another good map to use him is Inferno. And Max has those as the solo man on B. 4-stack A. 9Z actually with a really apt setup to deal with this take.
Yeah, 4 players here. The Super Soldier no kit has been in vogue as of late. Whether it's in ECL or elsewhere. I think specifically in the South America qualifiers, we've seen a lot of dual Berettas coming through with no kits. So it's going to be a pop play out of the apartments. DGT towards middle, starts things off right, takes down KNG, the flashing player. Will they adjust accordingly? Coming out the balcony, it's kind of a slow and trepidatious push, but it's one that favors the T's. David and Buddha both dispatched, and what wasn't a stack has now been dismantled. They get control of the site relatively easily, only taking down a pair of players. The dualies, though, of Max getting up close. This is where things get scary.
Lub has that Glock just around the edge of the box and the smoke. Max has been able to creep towards the side. There's no real win situation for him. SHZ puts him to bed. DGT falls as well. It's all down to try as he might. This is not a round he can win. Realistically, there's no time on the bomb. And, well, he might get 1 or 2 exits. Just the 1. That's nothing at all. PLANO with a great take to the A site. They deal with the threat very adequately. And even though they walked into a stack, they got it done and dusted. Force spy, though, from 9Z.
It's a bit audacious. Kind of fallen out of favor as of late, or kind of been more 50-50 depending on what the teams want to do. It's Deagles, an MP9, a CZ, and dual Beretta is honestly kind of surprising on a round like this.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the dualies either. I generally love the dual Berettas, but, you know, it just seems that this is not the round you want them with how low armor pen they have. Yeah, the fire rate's great, but when the 5.7 exists, or even for the same price, P250, I don't know. It just seems fine.
Another 4-man stack over towards B. Aggressive control taken by PLANO, but was kind of a standstill, or was it Love entering in? But for the time being, 9Z emerges the advantage. I say that. SHZ and decenty answer back in kind, steal away what was the advantage for the CT side. The pistols, they did offer a good amount of resistance early on in the take, but once the rifles came through, the firepower was insurmountable. David left alone, 1v3 deal in hand, Kevlar on the body, and PLANO don't want to let him save. They're going to walk into it. KNG, a risky walk with the Galil in hand, does secure the headshot and the round as well. Nothing being saved into the following for 9Z either. Good spacing from PLANO. Let the players with SMGs go in first and let the rifles mop up after the fact. Very well done from the T side of PLANO. They take the second round as you would expect. And they should have a breeze, an easy breeze of a time in round number 3. Just a deagle and some dualies for 9Z.
Nice nade damage onto Pitya, but I don't think there's going to be realistically any way that 9Z getting more than 1 kill. David with the dualies this time against armor and helmets, which, again, with the P250 being the way it is, I don't necessarily see the point to having the dualies. Deagle out for DGT has not made a mark, and KNG with 1+ a lot of damage will not get the next kill. That'll be SHZ's job, so the MAC-10 will not be able to farm up too much more cash. And the low HP DGT just going to back away. Watch the flank. And I think for 9Z right now, it's don't die to the MAC-10. Don't give KNG more money, because you know KNG's probably going to want to hop on the op, although his rifling skills definitely solid. Does not need to pull out the op on T-side Inferno. We'll see if he does want to do that eventually. I like the stop here from PLANO as well. They faced some resistance at the beginning, and then they backed away, just calmed things down. Now as they walk into the site, it's going to be very underdefended.
Not defended at all. Try walking in the back halls. Going to try to find something, perhaps. 2 players are lit. They are 1-taps by the USP, especially KNG here. Oh, he's tagged, but not bagged. Just a body shot instead. KNG beautifully clearing every single angle as he should. That's $600 more, as you mentioned, in the bank. He has 4,350. The victory bonus will get him across the line required for the op. So if he wants it in the round following, he can definitely get it.
Yeah, I honestly might as well stay with the MAC-10 and go for a fast banana play maybe. Get the jump around the car, take out the half-wall player, and make it 9Z start on the wrong foot on the first gun round. Because there's probably going to be a player or two without a helmet. Makes the MAC-10 very valuable. No reason to really invest that money when you don't have to. You still have a Galil as well. Just build up some cash, take this round as you will, and go into the next with hopefully a win, but at the very least do a lot of damage to that CT economy and ruin their day early on.
Try. He did save up scrupulously, did the numbers, ran them well. He does have the op in hand, lacking a little bit in the utility department, but it's forgivable. The op is incredibly important to the CT side defense. What is also important, though, and is overlooked, is the kit box.
Mm-hmm. Try could have foregone the helmet and bought a kit. Same with David and DGT.
I will say this is the one time where a helmet does make a difference.
Yes.
And these anti-bonus, yeah, there's no MAC-10 in this case. Candy did get the op. That was another question for us. But it is definitely important to get a helmet in this round number 4 because they know the bonus is a very distinct possibility. So I respect the call.
I do too.
PLANO have done well to kind of control the pacing of this game thus far. They've slowed things down quite a bit. Show presence towards A and towards B. Thus far, though, well, they did do well to pull a rotation over towards A. It's not thrown well enough. Time has passed, and now 9-0 are beginning to migrate over towards B. It's the right call, but will they be quick enough? That's the question. PDI opens the round, pressuring Vorkin and Max through the smoke. Buddha on the site doesn't fare much better, and now DDT, the smoke is on an island. He's taken down with very little resistance being shown. That is a near flawless one for PLANO, losing only 1 player on that smoke swing, and that is more than acceptable in loss. This is a very solid victory for them. The op of KNG doesn't need to do anything. The op of Try doesn't get to try to do anything, and it's going to be a clean 4th for PLANO.
A clean 4th, and even better, they've done a lot of damage to that CT economy too. Although the op will save, it's going to create a bit of a situation where 9Z are going to either gamble into a full buy and have a broken one with some SMGs, maybe a shotgun, or they go pistols, and the op and the M4 will probably have to save again if anything goes wrong. PLANO looking very poised on Inferno, and we did expect PLANO to have a good Inferno start. 9Z, though, looking like they have a lot of rust on their shoulders, something that they need to get rid of. And the other thing, too, Nate, the individuals have not been there for 9Z.
3 players with 0 kills. It's rough, to say the least. Yeah, and it does feel like they aren't the well-oiled machine they normally are. They need to lube up the joints, get the rust off, get things working again. Because right now it feels like a very slow jaunt forth rather than a smooth sprint that you would hope for from a 9Z squad like this. You're going to cobble together a half buy. Famas, CZ, Eagle to round out the buy, round out the save, I should say, of the M4 and the op. Again, no kit present. No PLANO just running another slow-ish default, getting control of the apartments. Kind of completely letting go of Banana. They're not even holding it dutifully. They're just relying on the fact that 9Z should be respecting such a play.
SHZ and Lub. Get those opening kills. The M4 gone. The op not going to make a move for this retake. The bomb's going to go down. 4-0 PLANO. It's going to be a 5th on the board. They're going to have themselves a very good start here. 5-0 plus maybe a little bit more. As many rounds as PLANO can stack on the T side will give them a bigger advantage. And they're looking very comfortable, very poised. And they came in here as the 4th seed of 4. 9Z had that top seed coming into this matchup. I don't know. PLANO looking very good here on Inferno, and if this doesn't go long, if 9Z don't start to pick up the pace towards the tail end of this one, I don't think Overpass is going to go too much better, Nate.
No, if they don't get to wake up, they're going to have to try and do so on Overpass, and by then it's pretty much all the way gone already. I have to agree. 9Z have to offer some resistance, wake up at least somewhat in this one. They want a shot in that second in their own map pick. PLANO, as we mentioned, the team that's been far more active recently, and it looks like the prep has been paying off.
KNG hasn't even had to do too much with the op either, which now he might. Try will go aggressive, presumably with that big green gun, try and get something started for 9Z. They need a spark. They need something to get them going. And the past 5 rounds, they've got 5 kills combined. 1 kill per round average is not good enough. It is far from good. The triple stack towards B, the op towards A. Try getting harangued by some utility, tosses the Molotov out, backs away. David, the only other player there to help defend. And the utility for 9Z starting to get a little sparse, but they do have DGT rotating in. Look at the smokes coming in, though. Arch wrap, all down to DGT.
Try on the op does catch out KNG. The op duel is one for the CT side, and hopefully that's a sign of more things to come. The issue is David has a lot of weight on his shoulders. He has to try to support his teammate. He finds one, but not the second he does get the trade in the end. He's done his job, but even then, it's still an even footing. It's still recoverable for PLANO. 2 versus 2. Good peek in from SHG, but he's not quick enough. decenty does get the trade, sure. Still a 1 versus 1. Fakes the runaway. DGT is going towards B. This is a free A bomb site. He's played this perfectly. Of a free plant and ample time to set up as well. DGT just slowly walking back now. Should hear the bomb plant. We'll give him the information. Jump up kill secured, and this is a very important tactical timeout now. 9Z, they've lost 6 rounds in a row. That was their closest yet. It looked pretty good, all things considered. But they've yet to find much, honestly. This has been rather difficult for them. Again, slow to start, still need to do more. And they need to think of something new. It seems like their reads are right. PLANO have been relatively red. They go one way, then the other, kind of show presence, and 9Z do bite on those fakes rather quickly, but they do readjust. The issue is the readjustment comes just a little bit too late, a couple seconds too late, a couple seconds after PLANO commit to the take. And so 9Z, you tighten things up, make their rotations a little bit more proactive, and they should have an opportunity to get some rounds on the board, maybe come back into this one. This half is still recoverable. It's going to be a long road back, down 0-6.
A very long road. And they're going to have to get things going fast. Tries another op. He did have that 1 kill, but the amount of kills that 9Z have managed to find is just not halfway enough. Utility down towards Banana after that spot. Love takes a lot of that nade damage down to 24 HP. Try will eat a bit as well. Has to help support Max with that MP9. Molotov will stall out the push a little bit longer. They don't come around the corner. Never mind, they do. Love's gone before it and actually gets extinguished. Love with a flashbang from Buddha actually to give him the assist. Try trades it back, and he's still going to hold the line. That's a good aggressive pick. Gives a man advantage to 9Z. For the first time, I believe, in this entire game, they have some sort of advantage here on Inferno.
Maybe their first advantage ever, honestly. It's a big one to find. I don't know if that's a missed smoke. Must be a missed smoke. That was a weird one. You know, PLANO kind of feeling the pressure now. They aren't allowed to run their default. 9Z finally offering some early resistance, preventing that top banana control that has previously been free, and that was a very good adjustment from 9Z coming out of their tactical pause. Still have a decent way to go in this one, though, to secure the victory. Still 3 players looking to go towards B, including the op of KNG, which has been more or less silent thus far. Try will try to support Buddha, but how can he do so through the smoke? That's the question. He has to try and buy time. Flash is good. Opening is as well. KNG does get the trade, though, keeping this relatively contentious. 2 versus 3. Try with the op. Can't connect through the coffin, so he'll be forced back. And KNG jumping up has to make a hero play. He does so. David does find the trade between SHG in a very winnable 1 versus 2. He isolates the first towards Banana. He's the second as well. The op of try full blinded, but sticking, no, he comes off. This is an awkward dance now. He has to try and beckon the player forth once more. He's going to stick it. He's sticking it. SHZ baiting, relying on the fact that the defuse would be faked, and of course it was not. That is a big one defined for 9Z, but it's not a convincing one. It's not a replicable one.
No, Try has to pull off a hero play at the beginning of the round and at the end of the round. And Try does magnificently to get that job done. Well done by Try. They needed a spark. He steps up. A lot of times you want that op to be something that gets you going. And now, they'd have to stack rounds together. Their buy, still not great because they lost 4 out of 5 players. Through the Molotov, Banana, Max has gone, found his opening, grabs the AK, and backs alive. Buddha and DGT also grabbing kills. DGT with the barbecue flames, and Buddha with a spray down on the FAMAS. 3 kills for the price of just a bit of damage. And 9Z, that timeout working wonders for him in the early going. Can they continue this pace?
This pace changed exactly what they needed, evidently. Looking far more cohesive, far more fluid in the aggressive playstyle. The MP9 shining, as does the FAMAS. And again, another opening, a far greater one, though. 3 kills, as you mentioned, for just some damage. 5 players still alive. Use SHZ and KNG in the 2 versus 5. The op, as we mentioned, proves very unwieldy. Not very effective in the broad diversity of angles on a map like Inferno. So we'll have to see exactly what KNG wants to try and do here. SHZ has found some room for himself over towards B. He'll walk into this one. The angles are so precise. Buddha peeking up, finds it with the FAMAS. And that really solidifies KNG's play. He has to try and save it. With 30 seconds left, 9Z are already beginning to pressure.
They might as well. Take the op out of KNG's hands, punish that T economy even more. Although these oppers duels is, I think, why KNG is still holding on to the big green gun. Something maybe like a try fight. But that Banana aggression, the flash through, Max getting that first kill, Buddha there to back him up, and DGT with the flame frag, all just coalescing into a victory. KNG will be allowed to save the op. Nobody's going to be near it to fight him. But looking at some statistics here, Nate, real quick. PLANO's Inferno round differential in 4 maps played is plus 41. That means they win each map by an aggregate score of 10 rounds.
16-6?
Yes.
16, even one of those being a 16-5?
Including against 00 Nation. 00 Nation, Flamengo, Red Canids, and Boca Juniors. Those are the 4 teams they've beaten, averaging a 10-round swing between the 2 teams.
That is a punishing statistic, to say the least. Well, if you want to look at it in a different light, 9Z are already 1/3 of the way there to that 6-round
I love
mark.
this. I love this.
But again, the aggressive posturing, the tactical aggression from 9Z. You heard it. You heard the prompt. He knows where it is, but he's cleared. The smoke kind of broadcasts the play, and SHG doubles down even. Good flash from PLANO to enable such a play. David now is trying to pick up the pieces, trying to swing in. No, it's an SHZ show. He finds a third, and he gets space to boot. He'll jump through. That's a bit foolhardy. Pushing the envelope a little bit too much. He finally goes down, but decenty finds the trade through the smoke immediately thereafter. It's Buddha. We've mentioned he had a rather disappointing last 3 months. And in the 1 versus 4, he's going to try to save. He can't even do that. Love is ready for the swing, and that is a remarkable response from PLANO. We talked about how good that play down middle was, that power play from 9Z. They had the crossfire established with the op towards middle, and it's still dismantled expertly by the T side.
Phenomenal read by PLANO. The flash to set up SHZ. SHZ with the second kill into try just completely ruins the day for 9Z, who are never able to recover in that situation. And their economy has not been able to recover either. David has no utility behind him. Only 1 kit on Max, who has the MP9. So probably the guy you're expecting to go take an aggressive fight has the one thing you don't want to go aggressively with. And PLANO are back in the driver's seat here, looking to put a punishing score on map number 1. Double up boiler, tag onto SHZ, but no bag just yet for 9Z. And their utility, so sparse, so early, danger signs on round 10.
Danger bells are ringing. 9Z are falling back into the rut that is playing more passive. The aggression is really what gave them hope thus far in this half, and kind of falling back from it. Up of Try, though, is playing quite well off his teammates. He tagged the first player in the apartments. He gets the trade on the second, honestly trading an MP9 for a full-on kill. Take that trade any day of the week. KNG, though, when his op comes to play, he's the one that wins the duel. David finds one, though. DGT a second. They combine fire towards the apartments. Very well done on the timing. And it leaves just KNG again in the clutch. The op in hand. Sure, he can hit some flashy shots, but against 3 different rifles, 2 of which are grouped up, it seems like too tall a task.
Too tall a task indeed, but he's got the first. 1v3, he's on for a 4-piece. Has a decent amount of time, but he could also swap to a rifle, an AK, or an M4 that lies scattered around the lane. Creeps in through apartments, looking for an entry onto the site. 1 pit, 1 site proper for 9Z. DGT and Pit keeping an eye on the balcony run. KNG cannot afford to miss a shot, and he doesn't even spot out DGT up on the bike. And there's a third on the board for 9Z. But again, they don't get the op, and also, they only keep 2 alive. Their money is in a terrible spot.
Terrible spot, even if they grab the op. This is an important qualifier, because now they don't have it for Try. That has kind of been that X factor. That's what kept them in that last round. That's what got them the victory there. The tag and the second. Very unfortunate. They're again on an MP9, this time for Buddha. And they do have 4 rifles with decent utility. 1 kit as well, important to note. We'll have to see where that goes. It's on Max's belt. PLANO, though, they're not doing too well in the economy department either. 4 AKs and an op, lacking a bit of utility. They're reaching the end of their economic coffers, everybody except for decenty, who's at 4.9k in the bank. But KNG, 100, Idia, and Lub both below 2k, as is SHZ. So if 9Z can pull off this compromised victory here, they might be able to reset the T-side economy, depending, of course, on the bomb plant.
Max is playing so aggressively, he might just get caught out. He does do a spot, but with the MP9 at that kind of a range, you're not going to expect too much. In fact, takes a lot of damage on his fadeaway with that nade. And he also had the kit, so if you lose that kit in an unrecoverable spot, you're not going to be able to get that back. That's your one chance at a retake. PLANO, though, nice and spread, defaulting around, but they're going to have to group up and make a play soon. Time ticking down around that 44-second mark. It's a fake towards B, take towards A. Only 2 players to hold, David and Try. AK, M4, nade, double flashbang. There's a Molotov. SHG can throw that porch, but they need to win the fights. They need to do it here. They do start with 1, but Lub doubles them both. Clears out the site. Save has to be initiated for 9Z.
This is massive. The multi-kill potential for PLANO really is the differentiating factor in this one thus far. 3 versus 5, you mentioned, or 3 versus 4, excuse me, it should be a save. Max, though, with the MP9, is a little bit more inclined to try to go for an exit, hopefully find an upgrade. Makes sense. I like the call. He might just find one as well. Yep, decenty walking through the apartments. He was tagged by the Molotov at the start of the round. He will fall as well. Now Max can run for the hills. Very well done from him. This is still going to be an 8th round for PLANO, though. And back to the aside about the multi-kill. We saw it coming in with SHZ in the underpass earlier on. He found 2 and then a 3rd as well. That really closed the round in favor of PLANO. And then again, we see it now this time from Lub in middle, finding both players under the porch. That multi-kill potential just makes things all the more scary for 9Z.
Yeah, every individual on 9Z firing off, even PDA with the flash assists, is helping out massively. He hasn't had too many fights. In fact, he's had 7 fights. He's only won 2 of them. But his support potential, what he's doing to help his teammates win fights, is really what his job is right now. Throw flashes, let his teammates shine. When you got guys like SHZ, KNG on your team, you want to put those guys in the spotlight. And like what Lub did in the last round is take out both players' porch. When everybody on your team can do that, you can sit back, relax, and just set them up for success. It's a selfless play, but if you are that kind of teammate, your teammates will love you. And PDA, he's making all the noise. He's going to get the catch onto TGT. Does not trade out Max, however. But Lub, right there, avenges his comrade.
2 of the rifles dropped. Big pair to find. Third one, the last one remaining, is in Buddha's hands, and only 2 USPs to surround him. Those USPs don't have any rifles they can recover. Both those, or all those rifles, I should say, are towards the banana. They're thoroughly encapsulated by the T side. Lub finds try. Buddha does find a trade across the map, though. It's very inconsequential. Now they know where that rifle's lurking, and now they can feel confident in this B site plant. It will go down uncontested. At this point, David's just looking for an exit. Buddha might secure him a rifle towards banana if he's lucky, but I don't know. He will go grab that rifle, drop towards the middle. I guess it's a hollow victory. You want to call it that, but PLANO securing 9 at this point. 12 is still a possibility. It's not looking good for 9Z.
I don't think you can call this a hollow victory either. They still leave the round with less than what they came in with. Less rifles, less armor, less manpower, and less chance at making a reasonable comeback. I mean, let's see, Try can get the op next round. So there is that. But there needs to be more from 9Z. They look scattered, they look unconfident, which, given the fact they barely played at all in the last 3 months, they've played 4 maps on average a month for 3 months. That's nothing. And they haven't played since, what, January? And that was only 1 game? So
1 game, and they, I think it might have been a best 3. I could be wrong. That was against 9. We talked about it.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, they've not played in over 2 months.
That's nothing. That's so little time. That's so little game time for such a long period of time. It's no surprise that they're this out of practice. But at the same time, you have to be able to wake up. And they haven't been able to. Just slight little sparks here and there, but no tinder to catch fire.
Yeah. And I would have to say, without that kind of aggressive posturing, that play down banana, the play down middle, 9Z kind of seem lost. They kind of seem like they aren't playing with purpose. They need to have something like those plays. They need to get back into their groove in order to have that purpose. And a good way to start that and to give them the confidence is Try's op. And he's been the only one hitting shots really for this team in this first half. He cannot be relied on in the second. The op on T side Inferno is not something you should ever be relying on.
No. KNG hasn't even had to do too much with it, but there's Try with a nice shotgun op angle onto Lub. No double potential just yet. SHZ taken down about half HP. David smokes himself off in pit. The arch wrap coming through, though. Try on the side, blinded after he shoots. SHZ dispatches DGT on site. Knocks down the first player, drops on down. Can reposition, spots up PDA. Graveyard sends him to the grave. Decenty and KNG, last 2 standing. Op from KNG doesn't get 1, but Decency does. Flash goes over. Time on the clock. Bomb possession. No PLANO could back to B and be perfectly fine.
They're making the read, slowly but surely. KNG, he's not getting flanked. It must mean that all 3 players are towards the site. That is the right call. And he's going to now barrel down towards B, shotgun hopping. Confidence at all-time high for PLANO. decenty at this point is just going to try to hold the rotation. He's going to show some presence towards A, slowly but surely, hopefully find a kill, maybe even 2 if he's lucky. And that should pull the rotation. It does. Look at that. Perfectly. Buddha immediately heads back towards A off that kill. And PLANO are playing this perfectly. decenty can fall away back towards B. KNG walking into it, though. He's a little bit too scared. He wants to wait for his teammate, and that is his undoing. Walking across the crossing. He's caught out. Buddha finds the player, finds the bomb as well. decenty will tap the bomb and fake, but he won't get the kill. And 9Z are gifted around by the trepidation of KNG.
A gift indeed. Wow. PLANO had the read. They had the play. They had everything right. Until the final execution, KNG gets skittish. He gets scared. And it costs them the round. It costs them double digits, at least for now. And actually, it's put it into a swing round for the last 2 of the half. Neither team has money. Neither team really has loss bonus. It's all going to come down to who wins this round as to who wins the last 2, presumably. That's a chunky nade. KNG down half. Try with the opening kill into SHZ. And PDA down to 63. A fantastic start for 9Z, but they need to convert it to more. They need to push this over the line if they want a chance on Inferno. Or PLANO are going to charge forward and send us to overpass pretty darn quick. Once we swallow, or even better on the nade. Lub to 1. The artillery strikes from 9Z. Immaculate.
Very well thrown. PDA below half as well, as is KNG, both at 46. Decenty, the only one really alive in this round on full HP. This is a full utility belt as well. PLANO, though, in spite of the utility barrage, are still going to try and commit. They'll run through. Love taking point on 1 HP. Does so much damage before falling. It's really the best you could ask for there. Made in response. The smoke towards CT failed. Buddha finds PDA. KNG does finally offer some resistance, but both players at around 20 thereabouts on the T side does not bode well for this take. Max finds one. KNG with the up close finds a trade, but it's only one. DGT answers in kind. 3 stay alive, and the op is recovered as well for 9Z. That is a very solid hold from them, and a very solid read as well.
Great read, great start, great finish, great round overall from 9Z. And something a little more akin to what we were used to seeing back at the Road to Rio so long ago now. Now, if they can bring that and repeat that kind of a round, not necessarily the same style, but those kind of individual plays, that kind of synergy, then I think 9Z will be fine. Tech9's out. Deagle, 2 Galils for PLANO, and Try peeking down middle, going aggressive. He's going to re-peek in, and he's not going to get the kill. Max will actually take some damage over towards the B side of things. But there's a good opening pick again from 9Z, but their catalyst was Try. And it's Try again with that second kill. The op showing up on the CT side. The question is, what will it do when they go to the offense?
Great question. Because they just found the opening. I think every single opening has come from the op with Try. Just point blank. He is the one keeping them in it. He is the one that gets them these starts. He is fire hot. Honestly, if he has a performance kind of like KNG, not the outright star, but still performing decently enough, it could be enough, but everybody else has to come alive as well. There has to be someone to support Buddha and DGT. David and Max. They can come alive. I think we have a game on our hands, but we'll have to see if that's possible in the second half. As it stands, though, it should be a 6th for 9Z. They're up by 2. There's only Galils and a Deagle in the hands of the remaining PLANO members. And there's no utility for this take.
No utility, but there are actually 2 flashes. That's some utility. That smoke's going to make things a lot worse. The flash is good, but Buddha right there for the trade as Max goes down. Buddha holds the angle, does not get the third, but DGT cleans it up. 9-6 as we head to the half. 9Z recovering, but is it enough?
The ground
We're back on Inferno. 9Z able to battle back to 6 rounds, but PLANO moved to the CT side of things on their own map pick. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips with you this afternoon or evening or morning, depending on where you are in the world. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? But here we are. No dual Berettas, a kit for PLANO, and a smoke for Piria. No upgrades on 9Z's side, but they do. Oh, no, they do. They have a Raid Boss P250 on DGT. This pistol round, though, would be huge for 9Z to convert.
If they find this pistol round, there's a very real chance they come back into this one. 100%. That's when it really becomes tangible to me. And so, no pressure, but lots of pressure. Lots of implications on a one like this. And PLANO running a setup very similar to that of 9Z in the first half. In the first half pistol round. 4 players towards A, 2 on either side of the bracket. All 4 staring it down with USPs. Just the spot retake over towards B from Piria. As you mentioned, Kit and Smoke. What is the play going to be? It's a duel towards the middle. The CTs get impatient. They walk into it. And that's some damage back and forth, but no kills in either direction. Max gets the smoke off. That's very important for the bulk of this take. And DGT now, the middle has been heard. P250 Super Soldier finds one. Good start. Good second. The third not quite meant to be, but he has the information, and he set up the team for success.
He sets them up for success, but it's still a 3v3, and the kit is around. Piria has that. Decenty, though, could get caught off by the player in library. Does not clear it. Messy from David, and he gets punished. That's a kill he needs to have 100 times out of 10. Tribal trade, and now Buddha pops Piria from pit. All down to Lub. He's had good 2Ks. He can recover the kit as well. Knows where Try is, runs him down, but Buddha there for the swing and the trade. A close pistol round, but a pistol round victory nonetheless for 9Z. However, those 4 kills are going to enable an PLANO force buy. Deagle, Armor, Smoke for SHZ, 5-7s would not be a bad idea on this map either.
Certainly would not be. We saw how much they could do yesterday, Boggs.
Mm-hmm.
That was in North America. That was in ECL.
I mean, we did have MIBR yesterday.
That's true, but they're a North American team now. We're going to claim them, okay?
Technically, they are classified as a North American team now.
Exactly. They're ours now. Not here. It's a solid enough buy looking to harvest some cash. 9Z, 2 Mac 10s, Buddha, and Max. Also want to highlight Buddha as well. We talked about him in the pregame show a little bit. He's had some rather disappointing performances in the last 3 months. In the distant last 3 months, I should say. But he's proving to be a rock for the squad now. He's actually surpassed DGT and tied up Try atop the scoreboard. That is some big steps from him. A solid individual performance that could be the difference maker, honestly, because this game has felt so neck and neck. K&G, it's not the op, but it is a zooming weapon. The scout finds the opening. DGT, a good trade. DGT doubling down, but gap in the smoke is inexcusable. Decenty will exploit that to its fullest extent, finding one. Try will get the trade, but SHG across the map catches the lurk. This is a very expensive round for the T side of 9Z.
Yeah, their bonus round isn't going to be much of a bonus. It's going to be a full invest. And PLANO can definitely catch them off and grow their lead once again. This is a good opportunity for PLANO. They've done the damage. They've set themselves up for success. It's a really good start here. So PLANO definitely with a good second round force by that missed smoke. We saw missed smokes from PLANO in the first half. Missed smokes from 9Z here on the second half. That is kind of inexcusable, though, at this level of play. You can't be hitting those. You have to be hitting those CT smokes. There's also how many different ways to throw it where it lands.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe someone blocked it, honestly.
Could be.
I feel like that's something you just don't miss. Unless you're ad-libbing it, which occasionally happens, lag, etc. Given that it was a kind of a coherent take, it should have been a lineup. And I have to guess it was just
it could have been somebody sitting in the corner, because that's where it bloomed. Oh, we don't get the game on the monitor. Unfortunate.
I don't know the odds on that one.
I think it's like 1 in 100, but don't quote me.
There's no way it's that low. I've seen it before.
It's incredibly low.
2 weapons being brought in. Mac 10 for SHZ, Deagle for Decenty.
Oh, wait. That's a save. I forgot about that. Because they
forced
up. Yeah. That's actually massive for 9Z.
Yeah, a chance to equalize, keep it clean. 2 Mac 10s doing a bulk of the heavy lifting. And they'll be in a very solid spot for a bonus.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was going to be another buy from PLANO with guns up. I forgot they forced. This is a really good chance for 9Z to stabilize the economy, build a lot of it up, which they desperately need. And the Mac 10s on Inferno T-side aren't bad either. It's not like you're playing Overpass and there's so many long-range duels or something like Dust 2, which is no longer in the pool, thankfully. Wait, did they throw 2 smoke CT? They did.
They definitely ad-libbed one. I think it might have been a flub again. And there's no one to block the smoke this time. They're all 5 towards A, so.
It was the same miss. It was that close flower pot miss. Unless it's an intentional smoke, but I don't see why, because the flower pot's guy's going to see over it anyway.
If you're going to throw a second smoke, it definitely was a miss.
Yeah.
Accidental one as well. And all 5 CT players, given the fact that no one's seen a pistol, maybe the T's think they went for an investment, and it kind of goads them into pushing. It has worked out. PLANO, this very weird play, has netted something. PDA, the heads max from the backside, and will fall away as well. Some damage done. It's very weird seeing 9 players survive on a save round, though, from the CT side.
It's better than 10 surviving, though. That's even weirder.
It's true.
And honestly, Max dying there could be considered a blessing in disguise, because now he's going to buy a rifle. Try's going to get the op. It's a full investment from 9Z. They still have cash on 3, make it 4 players after this round, too. So this is not a bad buy at all. That last save by PLANO really giving 9Z an opportunity to actually get a lead for the first time in this game. That's a big nade stack, though. Look at the damage. 35, 39 HP on Max and DGT. Anything 9Z did on Banana, apparently PLANO could do better, because that's a statement to kick off the first gun round of the second half.
Also, a far more aggressive nade stack as well. When we saw the nade damage coming in, it was towards the top of Banana, towards the car. Far more aggressive default posturing from PLANO. Worth its weight in gold. They find the opening as well, pressuring in the apartments. This is a very solid look from the CT side. As you can tell, 9Z are kind of just left at a loss. All 4 players just stacked in Banana. Damaged down by the nades. Smoked off and obviously pestered by the aggressive pushes. Lub, though, up close and personal, is a little bit daring. 9Z have taken control now. They are going to go for the exec. The question is, are they ready? Not with the first. BDA finds 1, finds 2. The rotation has come through as well. Might even be a save call at this point from 9Z. There's nothing they can do in this one.
Save the op. You can let the AK die. The op is the one thing they have to save here. The one thing they can't buy up next round. Although if they... DGT needs to buy util. Yeah. Max is going to be on a Galil probably. But other than that, they'll be fine.
DGT could buy most of his util and drop a Galil if needed. It's going to kind of be all over the place. It's going to be a weird buy, but it's going to be a buy nonetheless. Most certainly.
Yeah. And it's a wise decision not to hunt from PLANO.
Yeah, keen on keeping 5 players alive. Like, if you were down at 4 and 3, definitely save. Now you can maybe justify the hunt, but I don't think they know there's an op in play. They don't think that dropping a Mac 10 or an AK would be that important. So, you know what? It's the right call. 5 players alive does a lot for the CT economy. They keep all 5 rifles up. They grab 2 AKs as well for Pidia and Lub. Looks very good for PLANO once again.
They finally got the guns, and they get rolling here on half 2. Round number 20. Max on a Mac 10. Not the Galil, but he has all the util. What does Try have for utility? He'll pick up some drop from his mates. Boot only on a smoke. Probably going to try and use him as an entry or a lurk somewhere, although I think as a lurk you'd want a little extra util to help sell a fake. Still, though, PLANO, they have a lot of work to still finish off, and they've let this one get a little closer. 9Z have definitely woken up, and that's a flashbang entry for DGT. Might have been blind, but he still catches off Lub. Try with a flash assist, although that could have easily gone the other way. It's a bit of a coin flip of a take. Still, opening pick for 9Z, critical, and it also forces the extra rotation back towards A, as PLANO are hedging their bets, essentially trying to keep that op alive. If they lose the B-side take, whatever. They want that op for the next round. Pidia with 1. And now maybe a second kill? No. Only the first, and KNG thinks maybe it's not a good idea to go help out after all.
4 versus 3 take on B is just so difficult. Takes in general are difficult. It's going to be a save, and Buddha, will he be expected in such an interesting angle? They are holding for it. I don't think he's crossed. It's a massive opportunity for the T-side player. Buddha, though, is not pushing his luck necessarily. It's not quite yet. Walking up, he catches the op. That's a big one to find. Not the second. decenty will have an opportunity to pick up the big green. 9Z, do you hunt?
No. You don't have money. You can't hunt. They need to have some sort of economy. Yeah, it's the T side and you can keep buying, but you have to keep winning to be able to keep buying. And they tie things up at 10-all. This next round gets very critical because both teams neck and neck now. Only a few more rounds deciding a victor and one who has lost. So there's not much where you can really gamble. Like, okay, we can afford to lose a round or two, or a gun or two. They can't afford to lose a gun anymore. And they're going to call their third of 4 timeouts. PLANO have not called a single timeout here. They don't apparently want to use them.
They've had a little bit of struggle here and there, but they've always been able to adjust without tactical timeouts, especially in that first half.
The first half, yeah, but at that second part of it, you might as well just call a timeout and slow the momentum down at the very least.
I would agree. Either way, though, we'll get to use this tactical timeout to its fullest extent. 9Z, what is the investment? 4 AKs, I'm assuming there's an op on the ground.
Yeah, they saved the op, I think.
Yep, there it is. I will say, one thing that pro players need to invest into, control click dropping. 100%. Use the new features. That has been the game for, what, over a year now? You don't have to drop your gun.
It creates the crosshair bug, though.
Does it?
Yeah, that's the crosshair bug, is when you do that.
Oh, it's when you control click?
Yeah.
I thought it would happen if you dropped the gun, too.
Nope. It only happens when you control click it.
Okay, that's sad.
Yeah, so don't do that, please.
Okay, yeah, don't do that. Do it the old-fashioned way. Put in the actual legwork, everybody. Forget what I said. It's not a feature.
It's a bug. And KNG getting bugged by those nades. And David, he's able to walk out. This is so big. They've made noise, but does it matter?
Players up top, totally unexpected. Or is he?
What?
He's going the wrong way. How is he caught unawares? It's 1 and 2. Both players towards sports are taking down. The boost of decenty only good for 1. The second player tagged down as well. Lub will get a parting gift, but 2 versus 3 just doesn't seem feasible. How does that go overlooked? How does that work?
They're running. They're running. They're running around.
He dropped. The drop was heard. He turned around and then he looked back towards brackets.
They look back after they start running too. Both players.
I'm left scratching my head. I'm left scratching my head, and I'm sure PLANO are as well. I can tell KNG, Lub probably on the mic saying, what happened?
Yeah.
They're probably talking this out, using this time to the full extent. They should be. Yeah, they have enough money. They can go for the investment. KNG can drop a gun. 2 players can buy.
Yep.
Tactical pause now. That is around where you're scratching your head. This is where tactical pause is important. Figure out what the heck just happened, because you have no idea. That was incredibly worrying.
That's beyond oversight. I don't understand.
This is where 9Z should run over now. PLANO aren't calling a timeout after that. They either A, know exactly what happened and have a way back into it, which we'll see immediately right now, or they're kind of just not talking. It's a breakdown of the communication, and it should be 9Z with the depth of strat book, which they do clearly have, running over at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 9Z, they haven't been playing in 2 months practically, but they've definitely battled back. They've shaken off the rust they had in the early going. PLANO eating nades for breakfast or lunch or dinner. It's lunchtime for me. It's barely, I mean, it's after morning for you finally, but.
It's lunchtime, 12:30.
Yeah, it's lunch for both of us, and KNG with an uncharacteristic miss. Does get the second, but trades it back.
Double stack.
Pity on Love, though, this double stack already the first dealt with. Do they expect the third player on car? Surely not.
Definitely don't. He's actually behind the sandbags, behind the smoke. DGT's not even respecting it. Doesn't even think it's a possibility. No one would in their right minds, let's be honest. He's just playing anti-flash, and Lub getting greedy wants both. Walk into it, spots the first, not the second, though too big of a flick. DGT answers quickly. Very well done there. Lub biting off more than he could chew in a very literal sense, and
that's a CT smoke.
That's some brain damage right there, right to the back of the skull. Oh, man.
CTE.
Yeah.
What does that even stand for? Something concussive something trauma, I think. Or concussive trauma something or other.
I think something about being repeated as well.
Yeah.
Delayed. You can look that up. That's a Wikipedia question for sure.
Yep. I thought your biology degree would have covered that.
I have a Bachelor of Arts in Biology, okay? We've been over this. Just because I emphasized that human organismal biology does not mean I know anything about it. I barely passed anatomy.
Well, David has no more anatomy to worry about. He's gone. But the lead
I can fix him.
It's gone. Oplano, they're down now by 2. Oplano had led from the beginning of this game up until last round. And it's gone. Evaporated. Vaporized.
Inversed. It's inversed. It's 9Z taking the
Yeah.
lead now. We keep on going back to that road to Rio because that's when we firsthand last saw them, right? But the thing that really made them stick in our minds was the fact they took it against those teams with so much notoriety in comeback fashion. They were big comeback teams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, their first 2 wins were comebacks.
Remarkable, like unheard of comebacks. Like I think they had like a 3-12 half on Nuke. Or was it 14-1?
I think
ridiculous.
it was 12-3.
So we know that they're really good in these comeback situations, and again, it's coming true.
Yep.
Finally, a pause as well coming in from Oplano. Important.
Actually, I think it was a 13-2 against Imperial.
Also had a remarkable one against 0-0 Nation. So both the big names.
We got to see the Imperial one.
Yeah, we did. You're right.
Yep.
God, that's some of the best Counter-Strike we got to watch.
That was a game.
I think ever. That's a top.
That's my top one that I've been able to cast for sure.
Such a good one. Now, Plano. It's their turn to pull a 9Z. It's their turn to come back into it. They did take that tactical pause, as I mentioned. Could have done so a bit earlier, in my opinion, but better late than never, and always best before a rifle round, which this one is. KNG still on the op, 4 M4 surrounding, kit on the belt of PDA, everything necessary is present. The question is, do they have the cohesive team setup in mind?
They also dodged the nade stack from Oplano early in this round towards B. So 9Z have the reads. They have read whatever Oplano CT sides are throwing utility-wise early. And look how little utility 9Z or Oplano rather have left to work with. 9Z don't have a lot either. They have 2 nades, 3 smokes, and a flashbang, but 3 smokes, no Molotovs for Oplano? It's not ideal. KNG needs to get this opening, though. Utility going to fly in. They're going to dry swing him. He does get that first, and he's forced away. Decenty with a good peek onto David. He's not having any backup there. And that smoke allows him to sit around in the cubby. DGT going through. Thinks better of it as Decenty pushes on through. DGT still watching. Catches some sort of shadow, I believe. Yeah, shadow or foot. Either way, position known. 2v5 into a 2v4. And Try is also alive. There is a chance still for 9Z at the very least to deal some significant damage, and I think that's probably their best bet in this round. Oh wait, never mind, time's done.
Yeah, time's over. Round is over way quicker than I would have expected as well. It does not feel like it's been that full time.
That felt very fast.
It did.
I think we were remembering 9Z Imperial, that's why.
Yeah, we were reminiscing. Buda and David might need a little bit of financial assistance. That can be provided by both Try and DGT. Issue is 9Z are reaching the end of their economic limit. If they lose this round and they don't get the bomb plant as well, they're back to pistols, and that gives Oplano a chance to wrest away the lead once more.
But Oplano are back to pistols if they lose this one conversely. Actually,
Swing round.
No. They could half by the bare minimum or go for a pretty risky force.
And they kept
2,900
lives there?
Plus those players with the money. They save a couple of guns. It's a full buy. I always love how Inferno comes down to these economic calculations when it's a close like this at the end of the game. Because everything hangs in such a weird balance.
Does make everything all the more tense. I also want to highlight Fluxo took map 1 versus 0-0 Nation 16-8. That was Luke.
Wow.
We're on ESL_CSGO D.
That's a fast one.
Very quick one, I must say. Far quicker than this one. Apprehensive play over towards A. It's complete site control taken with only 1 frag found. This is very odd. The wall of smokes giving 9Z the entry. Needed a second player in pit, tapped away. That's SHZ out of the round. And with that, 1/2 of this retake setup from Oplano is destroyed, and their aspirations in the round crumble accordingly. 3 versus 5 is going to be a saved. 2 M4s and an op will be more than enough to buy a round in round number 25, but 9Z coming back in a real way. This will be 13-11. And if PLANO lose the following as well, 14-11 and a very bad economic state could yield 9Z a 15.
9Z smart to go for a hunt, but buddy system hunting so they can get the trade. Because, yeah, you kind of want to kill here or there, but it's not the most important thing in the world, because 9Z's money was also terrible. Absolutely horrendous. The fact they win this round flawlessly is great for their economy. It gets them out of that reset territory. It gets them into a bit of a safe zone economically. And as they only need 3 more rounds to take victory on map number 1, really good position financially for 9Z, unlike 90% of the countries in the world right now. But PLANO, they still have a little bit of money left over. 3 players above the 2K mark, and that fact, all those 3 players around the 4K mark. KNG just shy of 5. Lots of money for the CT side still. That save helping them. But the thing is, the save, yes, it allows you to buy up again. But if you keep saving, eventually you'll run out of rounds.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And the economy is not nearly as evenly spread on the CT side as it is the T side. They'll have enough to go for an investment if needed, sure, but they're going to be pressed thin eventually. There's going to be some disparities. MP9s perhaps on a couple of players, and they completely forego again the balcony press. PLANO not doing their due diligence, not holding as they should. David a free kill, so much space as well, and the player middle trying to walk behind the smoke is caught as well. DGT drops decenty, and it seems like PLANO are descending into chaos. 11-14 now, and again, the same 3 players are left to save. This A-site hold of 2 players, clearly not working. PLANO need to address this now if they want a chance to come back.
Maybe put KNG over there with the op. Throw Lub in the mix.
Just 3 players. Just 3 players. The standard setup. It's 3A. That is the call for Counter-Strike on Inferno, and we're not even seeing that done. We're seeing an over-reliance on a pick from KNG towards Banana and 2 players to back him up to try and goad into 9Z squad. The issue is 9Z aren't going towards B. They're going towards A.
They're just probing, getting picks, and going off of it. It's default Counter-Strike, and it's working because they don't have to do anything more. It's like playing an open. You just default, you get a pick, and you go off of your pick. And that works really well on Inferno in general, just because of how hard it is to retake a site here. Overpass is a different story. Overpass retakes, yeah, they work a lot. Inferno, not so much. Another tack timeout used by PLANO. It's good to see them using these now. They still do have the buy, but time is running out.
Only 2 timeouts at this point in the second half.
Mm-hmm. And in the last 4 rounds.
Yeah. Even when the score was 6-9 at the half in favor of PLANO. They've won 2 and lost 8. This is absurd.
And if you think about it, since that 6-round streak, they've won 5 and lost 14.
This is so unfortunate. And they've had so many rifle buys as well because they've saved so proactively. They have done well and made the right calls in saving. They just aren't using the timeouts to talk things out. Finally, we see an adjustment. Attack pause does compel KNG to go towards A. This is what I want to see. A standard 3-2 setup. The issues now PLANO are challenging Banana, and they're being challenged in kind. It's back and forth. Hit for tat, honestly better than what's happened in the last couple rounds for PLANO, but still less than ideal.
And now they're splitting up 2-2. Never mind. KNG's going to solo B. They're going to stack the rifles on A. But the rifles have been easily dismantled by 9Z on these entries.
I like it.
It's a good call. It's a very good call because KNG very good for those early shots. He doesn't miss often. That's one thing. He has not really cooled off. Like Henny kind of has taken a downturn, especially early on this year. KNG still hits everything he needs to. Buddha, aggressive fight. The smoke push, but the Lub just gets drive by decenty caught. But SHZ has 2 huge kills from Pit. He's onto the sidearm, smokes himself out as the Molotov blooms. They know where he is. KNG rushing to get here. As SHZ traipses around in Pit. What can he do, though? There's not much. The bomb goes down. Both players on site. And SHZ removed. All down to KNG now. And if he saves, it's map point 9Z. If he loses, it's map point 9Z. There is no win besides victory, besides defusal. And He's not connecting. They're not peeking. They're just baiting him out. They're just baiting the shots. The discipline from 9Z. Nobody extending. And the DGT around the box with Buddha having trade potential. The money is flowing for 9Z. The rounds, everything they need. And for PLANO, the brink of defeat on their own map pick.
The comeback story for 9Z. Keep in mind, at one point, this map score was what, 0-6?
0-6, if not worse.
Man, that is a remarkable comeback, a remarkable return to form. Since then, they've won 15 rounds and lost 5.
Yeah.
Remarkable
I guess they
scoreline.
just were rusty.
Yeah, I think they had to just get the kinks out, take off the rust. As I mentioned, lube up the movement points and find their identity. It was actually pretty easily, pretty painless. Once they got the op working, it really did look good. Again, back to the 3-person stack towards Banana. BD, I think, with flashbangs does do well. He finds one, gets the second as well. Good flash assist from decenty. And this is an opportunity now. PLANO, they have not found clean openings like this in a long time. They can't afford to let this go by the wayside.
KNG needed that shot, but he does not get it. He takes a lot of damage. decenty stuck in library, but all the fights going the way of PLANO. KNG gets that bit of redemption with the second kill. And Max, now what can he do? I mean, he's the IGL. Maybe just call a strat for the next round right now, get it done and dusted. Look for a couple of kills. Do some damage to the economy. There's not much he can realistically do.
I would say
PLANO have stayed alive.
Yeah, but I would say go for something, Max. Go for something. Any
Go
damage is incredibly consequential right now. Go fight. You have 4K in the bank, and you're the lowest of your team. You have 8.4K on Buddha and DGT. If you play your cards right, if you get some bomb plants, you don't have to worry about buying for the rest of this half. You'll have that extra economy required to subsist. And so, don't like this save call, but you know what? Using the time to talk things out, I can respect it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand saving here, though. He has money. Counter-terrorists win. Using the time to talk things over is very good. Might have been nice to go try and take a fight, though.
Maybe talk for the first 20 seconds and make them have to readjust and spread out and then go back. You know, give yourself some time to think and also do some damage. Either way, it's clearly what they wanted to go for, and he does save successfully at the very least. KNG still on the op as well. Kind of been playing support towards B. He's not been the one going for the opening frags. He's been the one throwing the flashbangs instead for the squad. We're back to a standard 3-2. 3 towards A, 2 towards B. Where is the op? He's playing an off angle, looking down middle towards alt middle. I like this call. No one's going to pressure it outright. Instead, it's going to be David, and it's going to be Buddha pressuring the apartments, while the other 3 players wait for the nade stack towards Banana and then slowly take control.
They've cleared car, but now, as they've waited it out, somebody could have retaken that position. Still a heavy B play with 3 players here, just slight probing in towards apartments. More utility raining in. They have to know there's 2 players on B at minimum with those 2 smokes or those 2 nades flying in simultaneously. A utility being dropped out a window now and a swap. KNG to B. Never mind. What? Why did Lub and KNG just kind of like run group up together? Was there a utility exchange? Oh, it was the utility exchange. The Molotov. The extra Molotov for Lub.
Actually important.
Mm-hmm.
There's smoke coming in, setting up for the utilities while that Molotov will delay a play. 40 seconds left. The issue is they need to use that Molotov time to begin a rotation, and they aren't. They're just using it to... They're using it now, but like it's already subsided. It's already gone. If 9Z just put a little bit of pressure, a little bit pedal to the metal on this take, it will completely nullify any effect the op can have in this one.
CT smoked Molotov's first and second oranges. Swings coming through. Love goes down early. He got stuck in the open. Pidion KNG net 3 kills across the board, though. And the time is so low on the clock, there's no chance for 9Z to win it, but Buddha, he might be able to bring this one back. As he's all alone now on for the ace. KNG with 3. And he claws PLANO back to within 2 rounds. 9Z unable to get this one over the line yet. 1 round is all they need. Overtime looking more and more likely. And the Argentine mix looking for that last round, what could be their last buy of regulation.
And no bomb plant. I mentioned that was kind of necessary to subsist off the economy they had. Didn't get the bomb plant. They all fell. And so they have to invest everything now. 15-13. Pressure beginning to mount, and PLANO beginning to feel themselves. The issue is Max doesn't miss, holding all the way down bottom. Banana avoiding the utility damage and also holding for the peak. He finds the opening. Lub mollied out, forced away as well. KNG will stay posted on the angle, though. It's a standard 2-2. As I say that, though, it's the rifle rotating back around towards A. It's, again, another one of those setups that I kind of like. It is well read as well. 4 players looking to go towards A, and PLANO do have a setup ready to rebuke it.
Decenty, that's a big opening. Lub right there for the next. Only taking about half HP damage. Man advantage swings back to PLANO. Buddha up in apartment, spots out the cross. He knows there's a couple players around the corner, but he can't get the damage done. Tosses a flash as his teammates are stranded out on brackets. Try looking for a pick. 3 players here to A, 1 on B. There's a chance for a wrap, but now decenty might just go check his arches. There's angles on him, and Try lands that shot. Wrap coming through, no time becoming a factor now. 38 seconds on the clock. 9Z have to make a move. KNG watching for his rotation. There's nobody coming banana, so he is lucky about that fact. He's also safe in church, but it's going to be an A end nonetheless from 9Z. Utility, what little they have left, flying over. Moto smoke flash going in towards App's balcony. Up goes Buddha, down he falls. Lub here as well. Crossfire established a strong. SHZ with 2. Lub with the last. No buy for 9Z on the last round of this half. PLANO 1 away from bringing it all the way to OT. A marvelous response from them, but they have to do it against the Pistols.
Man, no bomb plants from 9Z. PLANO, they've done very well in reacting. They've won the rounds, but more importantly, they've also prevented those bomb plants. That is the critical factor. That's what's preventing 9Z from having a solid buy in this final round. If they got even 1 bomb plant, it would be a very different story. Very unfortunate to see this for the likes of 9Z. They almost had it. The comeback was spectacular. But PLANO, their tactical timeouts, their approach to the situation following really has paid off now. They have finally come alive once more. Looking at the buy for 9Z, what is it? Galil, Mac 10, and pistols.
Pistols have to do it. It's not going to be pretty. Galil around the corner. SHZ's been good in the multi-frags.
Got the information too. This is so big. That nade is perfect. And a team kill to start things off, along with a lot of damage taken. decenty drops a DGT towards brackets. Max has to do it all with his Mac 10. He does a lot of damage. He actually finds 1, and he spots the second as well. This is actually recoverable. decenty flanking, though. Insurance policy finds 1. Try on the site, or Max, excuse me, on the site with the Mac 10 has to do it all. Do it absolutely everything. Throw a fake, get 2 kills as well to give his teammate on just the CZ an opportunity. That's what he has to do, and he can't even find 1. He's dismantled before the bomb goes down. Try will get the opportunity. The smoke, though, betrays the play, and a 1 versus 4 with the CZ is a Herculean call to action. Try finds the first, dancing back and forth. Too many. 1 banana, 1 CT, 1 towards coffin. It's going to be a 15th for PLANO. It's a recovery, and we're going to overtime, Box.
We are. We'll see you after the break. Apologies about that, folks. Things stopped working in terms of game for a second. Again, apologies about that. But we are good now. We should be good for the rest of the day and for tomorrow as well. Overtime between 9Z and PLANO. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the call. And this one doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon, does it, Nate?
No, speaking of things that stopped working, 9Z, their T-side completely stopped working. I'm flummoxed. They just got stopped in their tracks, shut down by openings. Aggressive plays from PLANO worked, and they're continuing to work. decenty, a double. DGT and David dismantled through the mid-smoke, no less. The bomb is dropped through the brackets as well. decenty, a third and a fourth, and he's on for the ace. Doesn't quite find it. He has 27 kills, decenty. He's arisen as the king. And SHZ, final nail in the coffin. It's a solid 16th for PLANO. They did not let off the gas in between regulation and overtime.
That's a decent scoreline, I'd say. Oh man, that's a really good performance from decenty, who didn't really start off all that hot. He picked it up late, and big part of why PLANO is here in overtime. Even getting them that first lead. The nade damage onto DGT took him down to 1 HP with that initial stack. And everything else was just decenty with that spray and then holding down towards porch. The nades this time raining down bottom banana, but 9Z well accustomed to that nade stack from PLANO. So many pieces of utility being chucked towards B. Neither team getting any ground. Well-timed Molotov to stop Max aggressing into brackets too. All the utility being used by both teams. So much just flying around the map. We'll see. If anything more can come from this, is 9Z are walled out of both sides.
It's a good idea from 9Z. They've been exploded towards brackets too many times. They've been caught either from the back and forth from porch and arch. They've been caught through smokes. They've been caught by the stack. We saw decenty through the smoke in the round prior. They have to unseat that. They have to commit utility to do so. You hate to see it because not only have one smoke for the actual take proper, but it's a necessary expense given what PLANO are doing.
45 seconds. Nobody has died. Nobody's close to dying, but decenty might just catch Budo! That's a messy engagement between both players. Trade right there for 9Z. But still decenty getting that kill ever closer to 30. Rush coming up the lane. SHZ has to do it all alone. Stuck on the side. Dodges the first flashbang. Spots him out. They don't clear a cold Zero box. And KNG will keep the man advantage for PLANO. Jumping up on the moto. Clearing in towards Graveyard as Tri will try and tuck the bomb down to the ground. DGT sprays us so much damage, but he can't get that kill. Tri has him planted. DGT and Tri get the kills on the KNG and PLANO. All left to Lub. He has a kit and no utility. No util either for 9Z. DGT at 25 kills. Just behind decenty's 28 mark. But PLANO have 2 players over 20. Lub will hit that marker if he wins this round. DGT so low, exposed, caught out, but he wins that fight. We're tied up 16-all into the last round of the first half of OT.
9Z, they have an affinity for overtimes. You'd expect them to put up a fight now, but PLANO not making this one easy. This has been a barn burner of a map one. Keep in mind this is a best of 3. We still have overpass after this, and I believe Nuke is the decider, if I'm not mistaken. Double check
yes,
that.
it is.
Perfect. So we have still a flurry of matches, or maps rather, possible between these two. KNG has the still has this try. Full rifles, you'd expect nothing less than the overtime. What is the change now? 9Z. They found success at long last. They've been absent from the winners column for quite a while. What can they do to get a 17th on this T side?
What?
Okay, do that. Buddha lines up in the apartments. Okay, they're dismantled. Apartments has been a continual weak point from PLANO. The issue is the weak point before has been just the lack of presence. This time they double down. They put 2 there, and they both get dismantled. They can't win in the apartments. Buddha, calm as ever, finding those 2. Jumping out, decenty, does he hear it? Yes, he does, but he doesn't react quickly enough. Try finds a third, and it looks like 9Z are going to emerge from this first half of overtime with the advantage.
They should. It's a 2v5, and Buddha's done it all with that double pick up in halls. PLANO will get the kill, runs out of ammo, no re-peek there. Able to reload, although he is hemorrhaging. Peek comes in, nice swing from David, gets the first, not the second. Love traded out by Tri, 17-16 into the second half here of OT1. 9Z They have the lead, but they need to win 2 rounds. Now, the good thing is they can do it on the CT side where they started to have a streak towards the end. But it's been so long since they played CT. Do they have the reads left to vote PLANO? Although, when you do get to overtime, the strat books kind of do go out the window at this point.
You kind of go out, but I have to feel that 90 didn't get to use their whole strat book because they were off to such a slow start. They really were only there for half of the first half, so a quarter of the game. So potentially they have something different planned. Really did kind of emerge into their own again in that later stage of the first half, though. Specifically, the op of Try was the difference maker. He was the opener. I think every single opening frag that was favorable was from the op. So all eyes are on Try in the early stages of the jump spot. Oh my goodness, Pidia beheads Max. He has no business finding that shot through 2 smokes and onto a flying player, no less.
Classic cranial cave-in. Well-placed Molotovs to force the PLANO players back of car, though. Pidia, lucky he doesn't get roasted. But it still seems to be that B end. All left on Try here to hold the line. He needs the shot. He's blind. He misses, and he goes down. That's the round for PLANO. Surely they'll knock things up at 17 all. 9Z, I think it's 12.5 KOT. So I don't know if they're necessarily going to go for this retake either. This was 16K, sure, but I think it's 12.5.
It is 12.5, 100%.
Yeah.
Intel Try only has 5.7K in the bank after 1 investment of 3. Yeah, this is a very prudent save. It's unfortunate. That opening is what really seals the round in my mind. Such a disgusting shot onto Max. Max he's been rather quiet in this game, but can't fault him for trying, right? There's no way he should be caught like that.
No.
Even if he's spotted, there's no way he should be caught like that. That was disgusting. Just can't get the ball rolling by virtue of a little bit of bad luck, honestly.
They talk about Pidia's 1-taps.
It wasn't even a 1-tap, it was like 3 bullets, but it really did feel like a 1-tap.
It was
unfair.
so quick.
Tied ball game. One team has to sweep both of these rounds, or we get another bout of overtime.
Would you rather have more OT or have a map 1 victor? I don't know. I'm liking this map a lot. It's been a fun map. Both teams have showed us a lot of fun rounds, a lot of good hero plays, a lot of good team play, too. We've got a bit of everything.
Had some low lows, though, from both teams as well.
Yeah.
It's not been clean. It's been scrappy. You would expect nothing less. I like the idea from Try. Going down on mid, he's not exploited. He needs to find the opening as well. I mentioned how instrumental he was in the first half. But he swings and he misses. At least he doesn't go down.
Yeah, we'll give him strike 1. Boost up for DGT. Try gets tagged, though. They hear the sound cue and they back away. Good idea. Don't push your luck. As a matter of fact, B's about to get pushed. Buddha's here, though, and Buddha's been hitting some crispers as time has worn on. Max here to defend the B side as well. Utility flying in. Max jumping away. Does some damage. Has no more utility. Buddha up aggressive. 1 for 2 as Max tries to fight next in line. Flash assist from KNG. Try going in now. Spots the leg. Good flick onto KNG. Brings it level 3v3. Nade will fly on. SHZ is a low HP player. He is over towards Banana. Nade will chunk Love down to half HP. As the rotations seem to all be coming down through CT, but DGT will make a rotation through in towards mid. Good nade onto the decenty, but it doesn't take him down too much lower. Time beginning to dwindle, but Kit's on all 3. Good shot from decenty at new box. That op rings out. David clearing up from Church. Should have been praying while his teammates fighting. DGT, the fight, wins that out, but it's all down to him now, and time is not on his side. The Molly will win the round. It will secure it. DGT just looking for that last bit of kill. That little silver lining to a round which has gone so wrong, which could have gone so right. No PLANO. Map point theirs now after bringing it back from down 4 against 9Z.
It's their first map point. Can't afford to squander it either. They've looked good thus far in the second half. KNG again on the op. You'd expect nothing less. Try as well. We talked about how the op might be a fickle weapon on the T side. Every round possible, we've seen an op on the T side. Both these teams are heavily reliant on the op, and so there's a lot of implications going into the opper's paradise that is Overpass.
Overpass is going to be a lot of fun between these two. But they still have to get there first. Well, PLANO been doing a good job of baiting out the utility from 9Z in the early mid rounds here. With this brackets control. Nade goes in, tries, so blind! He's able to get out alive. The nade should finish him. How much health will he have? Oh, he actually gets out of there mostly alive, and DGT can help out from Pit. There's David and DGT, a mini Pit and big Pit little combination. More spam not going to work out for DGT. Spots out the Molotov thrown for brackets, and chunks KNG by 14. Gets caught off guard by the Moto players, though. A gap there towards the cubby. Max watching the flank, gets caught by Pitya. Not aware that somebody could have been waltzing in through library. Lots of damage taken by 9Z in this 4v4. And now the flank can work on B. One player to defend. It is Buddha. And he's actually going to take a fight towards B Banana. He knows he has to give up one angle or the other. His teammates are going to crunch in behind. Buddha's got one. Does damage, stalls. Do they catch decenty? They do! That's the bomb! And that could be the round. It could mean OT2. Try. He spotted SHZ and he's working around the backside. Pitya caught behind the flames. DGT will peek in to a 2v2. It all comes down to whether or not Try gets this kill, which he does.
Pitya now knows he has the site. He does have an opportunity. Plant goes down. Where does he play the post plant? That's the question. He's given room to rotate. Go towards the back of site. Go towards the church. So many options. Try, though. Try knows he's stuck on that right side of the site. He'll flash in. Pitya, though, give it away. David, though, perfectly swung, perfectly played. 9Z do recover on the CT side, and they do tie it up at 18 apiece.
We will have overtime, too. It's a big individual effort from DGT and company. Just the timings go awry for PLANO as well. They had the opportunity. They almost had the read, but they just get caught. They can't get the bomb around the corner. Buddha with that stall at car saves the round and saves the map for 9Z.
Stalled for just long enough. Literally milliseconds less, and that player would have gotten around the corner, and it would be a very different round being played out. PLANO would have a solid enough post plant. They'd have that player lurking around with the op with a lot more room to work with as well. It'd be a whole different can of worms, but Buddha, as you mentioned, very big heavy hitter right now. 22 kills, and most of them incredibly impactful. Talk about that double entry in the apartments in the first half of overtime, number one. Talk about that delay play towards the car. He's had some flubs. He's had his highs. He's had his lows. Everybody has in this match thus far. It's been scrappy, but his highs are pretty dang high.
Yeah. And now, you normally strive for consistency, but if you can come up in the clutch, I think that's fine. A consistent clutch player, but doesn't have so much impact everywhere else, can still bring a team to victory because you win in the situations where you have no other option. It's just one of those things. Some players are born with it. Some players are just really good in those high-pressure situations. They find a way to get the spotlight, and Buddha has definitely done a good job of that. We do have a mic issue here, so we will be getting started in OT2 pretty quickly. Now, the second time around is where things start to get even weirder in overtime. Overtime just sort of devolves into a giant ball of, well, we've tried everything. What else is there? And with both teams being very evenly matched, I don't know what's going to be the breaking point for either one.
Either. I have a very important question, though. Can we see the computer in the apartments? I want to know if Counter-Strike is on.
Oh, let's see if we can.
We can get there quickly enough. The round's about to start. Pressure's on. No, we're not going to get it. This is so sad.
Sedge.
Oh, he's here.
He's here. Let's see.
Oh, drum roll, drum roll.
Oh.
No. I was really hoping. For some divine intervention. I was hoping to be prophetic. And now it's like a fool. As does Pitya towards Banana. It's again the aggressive play. We saw this early on. This is what gave 9Z that initial sprint on their CT side. It was an aggressive play, Banana. It wasn't as successful as it was the first time around, but it's still successful enough. 4 versus 3. They get a 4 versus 2. He does double down before falling. Very well done from Max and Try. Not going to stick around too long. He'll get tagged, but he'll fall away and he'll survive. KNG also taking the love tap through the wall. Scrappy one, but 9Z emerged with the advantage. Keep in mind they only won one CT round in that last overtime. Getting one right off the bat here now would be massive for them.
Try holds his nerve as DGT helps him out. Nade on to KNG will not do much damage. Try able to get out of there alive, though, is insane. So many pieces of utility after that tag from KNG, and he's still able to back out of there. The nade plus the molly, only taking 1 point of damage of his 5 HP left. And David is just lurking in towards Boiler. If KNG crosses lane side, he's dead. Will he cross lane side or will he go porch? Because Try's rotating in towards Spigot. Looking for the arch cross. He's got the angle. He's got the... Whoa, timing! KNG's gone back. Try's surely dead. Try's looking the wrong way. He goes back around and he gets the kill in the nick of time. Oh, man. KNG at a window. Gets slammed on his face or on his fingers. And 9Z have a lead again. But this game just seems to be going back and forth and back and forth. It's a bit of pond hockey here. Nobody able to really get control.
Nobody is. It's been scrappy throughout. First it was PLANO. 9Z woke up. They took the reins, and then PLANO, with some tactical pauses, reined things back in turn. Now it's kind of a tug of war. Both teams looking for the reins. Both teams tugging as best they can, but it's just back and forth. 9Z can win a second, though. I think it might be curtains. 2 on the CT side might be an insurmountable advantage. But KNG, the omp of the T side, does start things off, catching Max going towards the car. And again, Max has just been bullied. Nothing you can do. He's still unfortunate to lose that opening. Dave will try his best to claw back into it, finding one. Can't peek for the second, though the Molotov keeps him at bay. The apartment press is coming in, though, and DDT's ready for it. Finding one traded. David now on the site has to answer the call to duty, and he does. 2 more for him, 3 in the round, and he survives to boot. It's KNG again in the clutch, the up in hand. This time around, though, he does not have the luxury of space to work with. The op in hand, he's going to try and pry open the site. Tagged on the cross, legged down to 9, and it feels like he's delaying the inevitable at this point. 1 minute left and no room to work with. He's suffocated. He's stuck in. He'll try to find some space in the apartments, but still on 9 HP. Make that actually 1 HP now. He's been tagged down even further. It doesn't seem feasible.
1 point of health. 1 solitary point of health. As he crawls his way down.
I didn't even try to save the op.
Not a bad idea. They don't have money.
I didn't realize. Yeah, it was 12.5K every time we talked about it for the CT side because the economy is so much worse over there. But it's also a menace on the T side when you get off to such a struggling start.
Mm-hmm. And Buddha's on the hunt, too, because might as well. Will he clear kitchen, though, is the question. He's coming up the stairs. There's like 6 seconds plus a little bit more. He's going the right way. Does he get the shot? Oh, he does! Oh! After time! Brutal! Savage wrecked, to quote Paul. Red Eye. Oh, man.
An old name.
$300 for KNG.
Can't even get Kevlar. He can't even get Kevlar.
He can't buy anything. He can only get a smoke grenade.
Smoke grenade or a P250. Take your choice. Pick your poison, KNG. Tactical timeout coming through. You know what? They didn't use timeouts too often in regulation, but at least they have the luxury of timeouts now in overtime. This is a very important one. If they lose a 3rd in a row to 9Z's CT side, there's not a shot in the dark that they can come back into it. No chance in my mind.
It's going to be very dire. Maybe a slim chance, a possibility. I mean, it's never over until that final round is gained. But the odds are not likely if PLANO lose this round. It's going to be incredibly rough. The fact that KNG only has the smoke makes it even worse.
I was going to ask what KNG was cooking up in the kitchen, but his time was cut short. They had to call a tactical pause to continue to finish the bacon, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't crispy enough.
It's not.
Yeah, chewy bacon just doesn't hit the same, man.
I prefer chewy bacon. I'll say it. Unpopular opinion.
I'm a crispy guy.
I'm not a big fan of bacon in general, though. I'm okay with being enemy number 1 in this case.
But
Slow
have
round.
you tried pancetta?
That's pretty good. I'll give you that.
Okay.
PLANO.
Comes from the same part of the pig.
Does it now?
Mm-hmm.
Man. Versatile creature. Versatile creature.
PLANO need to be versatile, though.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly the segue I was going to go for. Man. And they look rather rigid right now. Straight A play is going to be the call. 2 in the apartments. 3 walking in the brackets. The control has been seated. And 9Z are more than content playing this pit stack with a player in the library. That player
That's
as well
the op
is Try. Yeah, the op. The opening op that we see find kill so often. He could be caught on timing here. He's not quite migrated to the right spot. Oh, this is so important. He misses the shot. Deagle in hand won't recover. That is a critical opening. PLANO, can they convert that into a sight take now? That's the question.
It's going to be B-Rap, I think. Yeah, they're going to run in. Max has the opportunity for a lineup. He only takes down the first. He needed 2, or at least damage. Buddha has to do it all. He's up on second oranges. This actually might work advantageously, but he gets caught out. He doesn't hit the shot he needed, and SHZ with the drive-by hits the counter-strafe and gets the kill. David and DGT to try and claw this one back. Spotting all the players, not letting them plant, but not getting the kill either. It's down to 1, and DGT, this is going to be almost impossible. This is a round that PLANO needed to win, and it's a round which I think they will, unless something goes horribly wrong, and DGT ends the game on 36 kills.
1v4. I would say he can do it. Oh, gets the first, not the second. 20-19. It is still a good start for 9Z on the CT side, all things considered. But you know what? I think a 21-18 would have been a statement.
It would have. It would have been almost the ceiling finish. It would have been that final nail. And PLANO are staying above water once again. They've done a very good job of that.
I would say just barely staying above water.
Yes.
Their neck is above water, I think is the best way to put it, because
I would say they're maybe like half of their face.
Both teams struggled on CT side, and 9Z just took 2/3 of the rounds on overtime on CT side. That really kind of is what gives you that barely surviving, barely treading water at this point.
KNG has his op, and he has armor this time. Try, of course, has one as well. Decenty just staying above the kill count of DGT. As a matter of fact, if you look at the kills, PLANO have far more kills than 9Z have achieved.
With Decenty at 36.
And every single player 20 plus, except for Piria. And he still has more kills than the bottom 2 on 9Z.
It was kind of like that in the first half. Continuing now.
It was.
Strange to see that phenomenon continue. It does make sense, right? 9Z have won. They got their start on the CT side by a ninja defuse, I believe, right? Like a 1v1 ninja defuse. So like they've been scrappy, and it's
play from try after 2 kills.
And so PLANO continuing to find the kills in spite of losing.
B rush coming in from 9Z. 4 of 5 ready to go. Utility here to fly in. No Molotovs left, so they won't be able to clear out, say, New Box and Orange area, Emo. It's going to come down to the fights, to the flashbangs as the smokes fly in. Expert camera angles from our observer, giving us the whole side overview. Lub up here up top, demolished by David, who burns alive, but he will take that fight. They know where Piria is as well by virtue of those smokes, and they tag him down as he crosses. Gets caught out trying to run to New Box. No safe haven there. Buddha low on health, pushes in, but backs away. Good decision. Covers towards Banana now as that bomb ticks away. Decenty, it's Try and Max to combine. All down to KNG and SHZ, or else we're seeing double match or map point for 9Z here in map number 1. Round 40 of Counter-Strike. And 9Z looking for the 21st. SHZ will not really attempt this. I don't think KNG will either. He's going to try and get out of here alive, surely, but they can't really get the round.
They can't get the round, sure, but like saving a gun for the following, or I should say the following 2 rounds, if you lose one more, it's over.
Yeah.
You're not going to get more than one more buy, so you might as well go for it now.
KNG doesn't even have a kit. Why is he trying to ninja?
No kit, okay. I was going to say ninja, no. Trying to
he also doesn't have time, even if he did have a kit.
Trying to pull him in. Desperation. Okay, desperation is setting in for PLANO. I think that's been clear. And they have one more tack pause. Might as well use it now, honestly. I'm going to say it now. Use that tack timeout. Your backs are against the wall quite literally. They reset in the following map. And you're facing against map point now. This time 2 map points for 9Z.
Two map points. On the pick of PLANO. It started out 6-0 for PLANO. As you can see, things have not gone according to plan. This will now be the 5th map point for 9Z over the course of this game. Nice opening from Lub. Great flash from Piria, but look at the damage DGT gets on that trade. It still doesn't bode well.
Not the best of starts, but you know what? It's not irrecoverable. That's the main takeaway. Still 2 players present, though, on this B site for the hold. PDA on the site proper. Second player towards the coffin. It's going to be forced away by the Molotov, or forced forward, I should say. PDA towards the box is known by that smoke, but the player swinging through. Does he win the duel? decenty finds 2. Descending the round into chaos. Try will find a trade short, but he has no stake in the site. He does have the bomb on the back at the very least, though. This is still somehow doable. Buddha finding so much space, clearing out A.
Look at SHZ,
Buddha,
though.
no, it's SHZ, excuse me, in the apartments. He could seal the deal. Trine knows it's a possibility that's here. The steps, though, he's running forward. Will he clear this player shotgun style with the op? He will. No scope. That is huge. That could be what does the round in. He gets across as well to insult to injury. The plant will come through. KNG and PDA have to pull off the retake, or it's 9Z taking PLANO's map pick.
The Pineapple Phillips special. The no-scope. Try. We've called upon him to be the spark, to be the engine for this team from the beginning of this broadcast, and he delivers in a very critical spot. Buddha and Try to lock things down. They spot out Buddha, but he's still staying alive. He's just buying time. He's forcing them to play around this. They now go tap the bomb again. PDA sticking, holding, caught. That's it. That's the round. It's KNG to fall to Try. And 9Z steal away map 1 from PLANO. That's a dangerous victory for 9Z to find, because now it goes to their map pick, not to mention the confidence for them after starting out so incredibly poorly. That was a terrible start for them. They had 5 kills through the first 5 rounds. And then they come back and take it in double overtime.
Started off 0-6.